Hello, JPO here again. A long time since I've done a video. This time I'm owning a new vintage soling and razor with some funny scales. These are plastic, and I'm not sure what to think of these scales yet. It's yeah, either you think they're really ugly or you like them, or it's so just starting with the deep cleaning and to get most of the junk off. It's in a relatively good shape, so I'm not putting in a lot of effort to make it look better. So yeah, and I'm also testing out a new to me Okudo Suita. Also referred to as the holy grail of Suitas, for those who are into these stones. Yeah, there's a lot of chips and deep marks in the edge, so you need to remove quite a bit of material. So in this case I'm using an Atoma 1200, and I'm just starting with raising the spine of this plate and just grinding away to get past these deep chips. So I don't have anything against using tape, but yeah, it's really annoying to change tape if you need to grind the spine into these plates, and the plates also tend to load up with tape. So it's for me it's just easier to lift the spine up and remove all the steel that's needed to get past these large chips. So the razor seems like it's never been honed before, so there's not a lot of spine wear. And at the end I'm lowering the spine down to the plate to start the actual bevel setting. This isn't I don't consider this a bevel set. This is just to get off enough steel. So and after this I'm using a Shapton 1.5K to get a better scratch pattern than these rough Atoma plates create. Yeah, I think I spent roughly around 10 minutes just to grind past the chips. I probably should have cut some of this out, but you can just fast forward and skip past this part. But if you like, still raising the spine, so I'm not creating unnecessary hone wear on the spine. Now I'm just starting the bevel set just with the spine in contact with the plate. It really doesn't take a lot of strokes to align the edge with the spine again. This is all I do to check. I don't even use a loop for this. You can everything you need to see you can actually see just by rotating the edge against the overhead light. This is again the Shepton 1.5K, and I'm using a Iwatani natural Nagura to raise a slurry. This mostly generates slurry from this relatively soft natural stone, but you also kick up some synthetic slurry, so you need to take into account that it's knocking the apex back a little, and which you need to flatten again without slurry before you move on. But, this is just more or less the same I do every time I hone on these, in this case, flat stones. There's nothing magical about this. Just rolling your pressure from heel to toe and just going by feel. So now the undercut is close to where I need it to be, and seems to be ready to start the actual honing and after this bevel set. Yeah, so now I'm moving to my new Okudo Suita. This is in my opinion, a really nice type of Suita. It's also really fast for a natural stone. Yeah, it's a small stone, but these gets pricey if you want a full-sized bench stone in this quality. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. This is, there's nothing new here. It's just working the blade in sections and rolling the pressure. It takes a little more time when you constantly roll your edge, but you ensure that you're making contact from heel to toe when you do this. So. And I'm also using a fair bit of pressure and torque into the edge to speed up this process. This stone is probably around close to level 4 in hardness, but it's actually quite. It's not coarse, but it's probably around 4 to 6K, maybe a little coarser, but it's removing steel quite rapidly. At least with this soft German steel. There's still some slight bevel correction needed on one side, so just focusing a little energy on one side and just to get both sides equalized. So this razor is almost like a extra hollow ground razor. It's or a full hollow. It's quite thin and flexible. Yeah, and also quite soft. Yeah, I haven't done many videos lately, so this is going to be a long one. So just fast forward if you fall asleep or want to skip to the end. So after this, I'm using a finishing stone, Shubudani, a hard Shubudani. So I have already shaved with the razor, and yeah, I also felt during honing that the bevel angle was quite acute, so it was difficult to apex the razor and avoid getting a false edge. So and but it shaved okay. But after my shave, I measured the bevel angle, and that was 14.8 degrees, and yeah, for this steel, that is much that is too acute to hold a refined J-nut edge, in my opinion. So yeah, I should have measured that before starting, but I think some of these old razors were originally designed to be maintained on paste on a linen strop, and then that creates a little extra width behind the edge, and you can get away with acute bevel angle like this. But if you're using a hard stone and creating an acute angle or a thin edge, then you probably struggle with this angle. Usually around 17 or 16 degrees is probably the limit for what this type of steel usually can handle. Go below that, you need to have better steel, or find a different solution to keep that edge. So I'm starting with the coma slurry. It's quite a heavy slurry, but I have some. There's quite a good jump from the Suita to this, so yeah, you need to put in some work to get the edge in a good position or a state for the final tool. Yeah, more of the same, and yeah, at the end I will show a microscope image or video. I could already see that from the video that the edge was struggling to apex, and it was a little too thin from my experience. So yeah, maybe that's just confirmation bias from when I test shave the razor. It has a certain feel when the bevel angle goes below a certain threshold, and so yeah. So this will be 2 honing sessions in one, because I'm also re-honing it using a cuticle at the end. So, but now it's then it's already sharp and more or less shave ready. Then you're just converting it to a cuticle edge. So that's doesn't take much time. You're just knocking back the edge a little. Yeah, I can get a comfortable shave all the way up to around 18 degrees, and so my sweet spot is from 16 to 18 degrees, and preferably 17 degrees on the bevel angle. And yeah, that's just my preference. And angles below 16 degrees, then you really need to have good steel to get a good edge. And even if you manage to get a good edge, these edges are that don't shave that well from my experience. They are too tedious to shave with, and require a really shallow angle to feel good. So yeah, this is the final Tomo round. Really doesn't take much effort to erase the Kuma slurry, or the get it from the Kuma slurry to the finish with this. We're not shaving with microscope images, so but from experience you can actually see quite well when you have taken the edge or the geometry a little too far. So I should have just probably measured the bevel angle before starting, and it would probably be a good idea to add tape after the bevel set to get a more more solid steel behind the edge, or a thicker edge. Yeah, this is size 100. So these are from what I prefer these smaller stones. Be good to have a little wider stone, but this is really handy for hand toning. Yeah, this is Smurf juice, or ONR. So helps to break the surface tension, and it you avoid getting too much friction on the stone, and you can push that edge a little further without going to pure water, because going to water on this will just create a harsh edge. From most J nuts I actually finish with a trace amount of slurry. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a rifle, that the scales really don't understand the concept here, but it's a novelty. Yeah, so there you have it, the edge. It's you need some experience with the scope, and maybe to understand what you're looking at. But basically you have a clean outline, but there's the edge is actually a little too acute and thin. So now I'm using a cuticle with slurry, and this is actually convex, so making a too thin edge even thinner. That's might be counterintuitive, but the reason I'm cutting back the backside of the bevel is to get more pressure in front of the edge, close to the apex, when I'm moving to my final flat stone. So yeah, and the cuticle is also slightly coarser and yeah, needs a little pressure to get the garnish to cut. So yeah, so time will show if this this will hold an edge at this acute angle. So this creates a little more width behind the actual apex. So using a convex stone really doesn't thin the edge or right behind the edge that much as people like to make a big deal out of. It's primarily the steel being removed behind and making it more flexible and enabling you to work on a tiny strip in front or at the actual apex to get enough pressure to avoid the foil edge and yeah, make the stone more efficient. Yeah, so it's just a conversion from a Jaina to a cortical, so it doesn't take much. And when you have already cut in the back side of the bevel with pressure, you just need to refine the actual tip of the edge. So that's doesn't take much effort. So this is stone from Ardennes, La Viennette. It's yeah, these are really consistent and really nice. But if you add too much pressure, you can easily create some more rounding at the edge. So this particular stone doesn't allow much pressure without compromising the results. Yeah, here I'm also using ONR as lubrication already from the start. With my slurry dilutions, I'm using ONR from the very start. So these cortical edges are, yeah, they're supposed to look ugly. So this microscope movie that is, or video at the end is quite typical for what you get at this magnification from a cortical. It's you can with the naked eye, it's more a polished look, but when you get close to 800x, it's it looks quite toothy, but they still shave really smooth for some reason, and yeah. So I don't think this will be anything other than to your typical smooth cortical edge based on the experience. So time will tell if this acute angle will hold up better with this type of finish. Yeah, so there you have it. So this is your typical toothy cortical edge. It's still quite thin, so but The most interesting part is the outline, and that is quite straight, and I think this will be a shavable edge. So that's it. A long video, but yeah, had a few things that was new to cover, and so hope it was helpful to someone, and see you on the next one.